metal, a little metal thing on the side that you push down once it actuates that snaps back up, and that's where the clickiness comes from. It's a and so the acoustics aren't terrible. They're not. It's not super loud on this particular case. Keyboards are an expensive hobby. This is a decent keyboard that's not going to. It's not cheap, but it's not going to break the bank. I think it's like $100, $120. But the switches are the biggest customization. It's not going to be super loud. So yes, you can customize keyboards. But yeah, there's the 1.3. There's I've never tried their mice. So the TKL is kind of an 80%. It's not really an 80%. That is all personal preference, and I also believe that's in the environment you're in. For example, in an office environment, I would murder not actually. In my head, I would murder somebody in the game who had a clicky keyboard. But if that is something you like, keep it at home and away from other people because it aggravates a lot of other people. But it's really personal preference as to what you like. Personally, I like a tactile feedback, which is just there's a bump, but it's not loud. I don't like the linear because there's no feedback, there's no physical indication. It's basically 75%. A TKL is basically a 75%. But it's technically... It's technically like 100 and... It's like a 90-something key. No, they're saying they like the creamy sound. So like, alright. So, all right. I'm looking, it says it does the... So they switch types. Tuki, have you tried putting like an O-ring at the bottom of your keycaps? Because you can get silicone O-rings that you can put at the bottom of your keycaps, and that will help reduce the noise when you hit those keys down, because that noise is when you bottom out the bottom of the keycap. I know, these are things you can do if you didn't build your keyboard. Keycaps are completely removable. They make silicone O-rings. You can get a thin, like, hard silicone O-ring. And what it does is when you bottom out, which is what that noise is, it's when the plastic from the keycap hits the top of the mechanical switch. It just, that's the noise. The O-ring will reduce the travel, so you won't be going down as far. So in theory, that means faster because your fingers aren't going down as far, so they down up quicker. And then you're also going to get a reduced noise because you have something in between hard plastic on hard plastic. So these are linear. Oh, yeah, these are browns. I thought I saw Cherry MX. I thought they were going to do red, but mine don't sound like that. I put O-rings under mine. But this is this particular, like the acoustics of this. Yeah. So um I've modded mine. Uh I've taken apart the things that have stabilizers. I've put on like a grease on, it's technically a camera grease, onto the stabilizers and band-aid modded them, so they're a lot better. And then through the keys I press a lot, I put O-rings on so that it doesn't like come down. I don't love the acoustics of this board, but like it's fine. But this is just like a different. This sounds a little bit more like mine. Um, this is a different key, same keyboard. These are the clicky switches. Nobody likes being in the same room as these switches. Okay, so you've got like low actuation. Yeah, I don't like the way the full one sounds. Uh, the Cherry MX Blacks are like the Cherry MX Reds, except they have got a heavier spring in them. Speed Silver just means they have a lower actuation, so you don't have to press the key as far. But as you can see, bunch of different keys, all sound different. It's a thing. Um, again. Hold on, let me find it quick. Um, they make flashbang incoming. They make silicone rings. These rings go underneath the keycap. So you can take the keycap off. There's a keycap remover. I've got one in the other room, but I'm kind of lazy. But these go underneath your keycap. I would get one of the, since you have low actuations, I would definitely not get a 3mm. If you wanted to try them, I would see if you could find like a variety pack, like this particular one that happens to be out of stock, at least here. And this has a bunch of different thicknesses and a bunch of different like densities of silicone rings, and you just put those underneath your keycaps. It's a little labor intensive, but it will severely like dampen the noise. They are a heavy typer, but the stabilizers sound fine. So you'll notice that when they're pressing the space, the enter, the shift, the backspace, there's no little ping sound, which you were hearing a little bit of on the Ducky, which has to do with the stabilizers and the way those are. There's a lot of stuff that goes into them. If you don't really care, I don't want to dive too deep because, like, it's a mechanical keyboard. There's a lot of mechanical parts moving around, and there's a lot to it. I don't know that one. Ever since I bought a keyboard that I still haven't finished, like, putting together, I've, like, tried not to watch too much more keyboard stuff so that I don't buy another $600 keyboard. That sounds good. Um, well, so I have this. I haven't finished putting it together. It's metal case. It's a 75% layout. I have a brass plate. I just need, like, I want to see, like, the board and stuff. And I've had it for a while. I just haven't put it together. I've got LEDs to put in it. I'm gonna put green LEDs. I also have a numpad because I like having a numpad, but I don't like having the numpad on the right. I like my numpad on the left. Just like it's crazy. So I've got brass plate, I've got foam board, I literally just need to buy switches and I can finish that keyboard. And the Xylants are on sale. I might grab those and then I can put those together. But all right. Oh, another keyboard. All right. So, oh, I've seen that one. I've seen that one. So, also keep in mind, there's a difference between keyboard and keycaps. So the keycaps are the things that go on the keyboard. It's built into, you know, multiple sections. So, like, I could get all of those ducks, and I could put them on my keyboard. Those are keycaps. No ducks, 27 ducks. Wait, why is it freaking... Holy crap. Yo, this is peak Rocket League content. If you check out the title, you will find that side quests are included. This is a side quest. They got me talking about keyboards. I like keyboards. But how you doing? Yeah, I do get distracted. I do get on side quests. It's part of the charm we have here. At least that's the way I'm gonna phrase it. Forget what I was doing. Why not? Like, the thing about, like, dressing up and, like, dressing in nice clothes is, I don't have a lot of occasions outside of stream to actually dress like this. And I kind of enjoy it. Like, have you ever, like, dressed up and just, like, felt confident? Like, I feel like the way you present yourself has to do with a mental state. So, you know... Right. So, if your lawyer, for example, if your lawyer showed up and a ripped t-shirt and, you know, ripped jeans, you know, an 80s band t-shirt to court with you, you'd just be like, but if they show up in a suit, you know, that brings an air of confidence. And so I also like the sort of air of confidence that, you know, the suit gives. So I like the mental aspect of it. I like that it's also something different, right? If you think about streaming is not just playing games. It's also a performance. And so with that performance, what do you do? How do you stand out? How are you different? Right? It's just sometimes. I try to rein it in. And so, you know, the performance. How do you make yourself stand out? How are you different than the other guy? If you go look at the Rocket League category or any category, how many other people are there? How do you stand out from them? What can you give these people that the other people can't? Like, a performance is about uniqueness. So, you have to find something that makes you unique, and honestly, it kind of started as a joke. Very, very early on, I was streaming, you know, and then I had a shirt on because, I don't know, I was doing something formal earlier. And then someone's like, oh, you're formal? And they made some sort of joke, and then I was like, you know what, fine, I'll be formal. And so I went and got a suit jacket. And they're like, oh, come on, you can't just do that. Go and get a tie. And I was like, all right, I got a tie. And I was like, well, this is my thing now. Because I was like, I kind of like this. I need to boost through that. So, long answer for a short thing of, I like it and it makes me unique. Because, let's face it, I'm not the best at Rocket League. I'm certainly not the worst, but I'm not the best. Yeah, go. No. Alright. We got to this level. This level doesn't like me. I'm not as good at it. I don't want to be stuck on this level for forever. So I want to go... Oh no, I want to do the custom training. I don't again, no. But how about you? How'd you find us? There's a very... very interesting first comment. But kind of appreciated. I'm quite amused by it. Peak Rocket League content looking at keyboards. Hit the center, boost through. To me, the hardest part about these double taps is the amount of control the placement, like the first hit needs. Ah, see? Suit works. You're actually not the first person to, you know, come in here and just be like, oh, why the suit? It's interesting, it's unique. But also, it gives me an excuse to just, like, buy more suits. Oh, that reminds me, I was gonna buy a pink suit because it's on ridiculous clearance. Yeah, that's because Beast is a goat. So Twitch has a bunch of statistics that aw, thank you, I appreciate it. Has a bunch of statistics about, like, channels you share viewers with. And like 30% of my viewers are probably came from Beast. Which is a ridiculously high number. And I have to say, I think the only reason that I do as well as I do, as quick as I have, is because, I mean, yes, I've put some effort in, but the exposure I've gotten from Beast is definitely peak. I would not be, you know, where I am without him. It's so hard to hit the ball after all of the conditioning you've done to ball goal, ball goal, ball goal, to then be like, I don't want to shoot it. I want to shoot it near the goal. No. I overcorrect way too hard. My sensitivities are not high at all. Couple things that may be interesting. I use square dead zone as opposed to the cross. So if I move my stick to the very outside, I get a little bit more why is it not showing? That should be showing. It's not showing. But basically, when I move it to the edges, I can get a full square, as usually there's almost, by default, there's this almost like circle. So I have a little bit more area at the edge of my, zone for control. But if you look at the controller, you'll notice I do a lot of really big movements. That's a good idea. But I also don't want to lower speed now. I agree with what you're saying, and I think that would be good for skill building. But I don't want to do that right now because in the next hour or so, I'm going to be streaming with somebody who's coming on, and I want to work at full speed because it takes me a little bit while to readjust to full speed. And so if I was just working on training skills, I think that would be good. But this certainly helps me with, like, my... I noticed yesterday I was hitting my aerials a lot more precise after running this training. Ah, close. So why should I stop boosting right before I hit the ball as opposed to boosting through the ball? Is it because the angle at which I'm hitting it? Because normally, if you hit the ball with the center of your car, the ball will go towards where you're facing, so by boosting through, you're going to continue that angle to better match up with the double. So I'm wondering, why are we stopping boosting before we hit the ball? Because this legitimately is probably something I'm not aware of why we do that. Softer, more control. Oh, that's gonna go kind of down. Okay. If I'm already going supersonic, no need to waste the supersonic boost, and then that makes sense. I completely neglected the boost usage aspect. Custom training. There's got to be a way in Bacchus mod, or I'm trying to limit my boost. Like, I want 100 boost for this play. Is that just gonna work? Yep. Oh, it did, and then it didn't. Like, I want limited boost. Oh, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it, Panthers. Oh, game speed is now a thing in the settings for... I thought that was a box mod thing. Does anybody know if in custom training you can... like, force boost usage? Because I want to use boost. I don't want unlimited boost here. How you doing today? Is Panthers right? I'm assuming. Where... So, in settings, that's what I thought. Right. Appa, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I didn't think about the using the force of the ball to push my car back depending on space. That's just an aspect I hadn't considered, so now I can actually think about it. Because in normal free play, it's right there, but because this is a custom training, I'm having trouble finding how to disable boost, because normally it would be under gameplay. That's why you're the best. Don't let anybody tell you differently. So with Bacchus mod, I could hit this limit boost, but then right after the shot, it goes back. I can show boost usage. I have game speed and controls display under training. So under free play, it's a thing. Right? But this is a custom training. So like, if I go to... If I go to a... like a free play, it's there. Right? My boost options. There isn't something to change in the base. I'm wondering if there's a... There's... I don't like this menu. I can't, like, click... There's gotta be a way to change it. Because I can go current game, I can click limit boost, and then for this one shot only. And then once it resets... it's going back to... Now it's back to unlimited boost. That's annoying though. That's like... I can hotkey it. But like... Custom training... I don't want... The variances actually might be kind of fun on this particular one. For those of you unaware, the variances will... Nah, free play's a separate thing. The variances will make it so that the shot will vary a little bit. I'm right on it? Where? Oh, boost limit.